Hi everyone, Senior Scientist here. Thought I would make another update here on Bitcoin Cash, get a look at some cryptos, and a lot of red out there. Some pretty scary drops. And I get it. I'm looking at my account and it's like, but if you've been in crypto for any length of time, and I was not in for the last bull run, but I've been in since June of last year, and these dips are just, they last for a couple days, and you'll be surprised how quick things recover and how quickly the drops are forgotten. Right now, there might be fear. I don't know what your circumstance is, but anybody who's been in crypto just kind of looks at this and goes, well, that sucks. But it's, it's compounded because, they're all dropping at the same time. So it looks like really, really scary. But, when I'm looking at the charts, for me personally, I just, first of all, it's a great opportunity to buy right now. But also, I just see all these as corrections. Like if it was just one dropping and it was bullish and then it was dropping, we'd all say, oh yeah, it's just doing a correction, and there wouldn't be. But when they all do it at the same time, that just goes to show how crazy manipulated these things are, right? And so anyway, well, just watch this thing. It's just still dropping. I think it's going to go down to about 375-ish. So it's going quick. That's kind of a good thing, actually. But I'm still really bullish. I haven't changed anything except for the timing. The timing, I can't get that right. It'd be really cool if you could, right? And I don't even know. We'll see if we get a big pump or not. But I'm still looking at this, and again, I think it will drop down to about that 375. We're almost there. And yeah, so it's funny how they all hit these levels, right? We can draw fibs. Oh, I don't even have that on there, right? We can draw fibs. We can do all this stuff, and it's like they hit them precisely. So that's like, oh, you're telling me that just happened by sheer coincidence of buying and selling, and then they come down and correct to these certain levels. I don't know how that works, I guess. Yeah, so anyway, look how that bottomed out there. So there's our 375. And that lines up to, if you go on the hourly, I look for like little indicators, and there's just this little notch right there. Again, how do these things hit these fib sequences and all that stuff? Right there. See a little notch? Anyway, do you not think that's kind of weird? Does anybody know why that happens? I'm sure there's got to be an explanation. I just don't know what it is. And the fact that they're all dropping at the exact same time, like what? So some big company just has a sell button that they push all of a sudden, and everything dumps, and they just all hit these certain levels. It's just weird. Anyway, I wanted to show you, I was expecting a dip, and it's great actually that I'm seeing this in some ways, right? Obviously I want it to go up soon, but I think the timing, I could be off a little bit here. Obviously, I think today we'll see some recovery, but I don't know if we'll see a big pump today. And reason I'm saying that is because let me show you again. I tend to do screenshots because I can go back and forth real quick just with the swipe of a finger. But here's Bitcoin Cash, and I'm just going to kind of swipe back and forth. See if you notice these similarities. Let me see something here real quick. Oops. Let's see here. Where'd my screen recorder go? What's going on here? Am I still recording? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so this is AMP. And notice how we have a pump up, come down. Now, Bitcoin Cash kind of wick down. And so there are some small differences, but we came down. And let me go back to Bitcoin Cash. Okay, that's AMP. So this is on the 4 hourly. So again, we went up, came down, right? And then we have, so the difference is we don't have this wick on AMP. So you see how that's similar? And then we have this little recovery area right there. And again, it doesn't mean it's going to continue following all this stuff, but I mean, how else can we make predictions other than looking at patterns? I don't know how we can do all that. Maybe the news. Little spike up. Is that on Bitcoin Cash? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I might be kind of pushing it, but the bottom line is that let me just go back and forth so I can kind of see it again myself. Okay, well, anyway, the bottom line is that, it came up and it dipped here. And I think that's what we're experiencing, this dip. And let's see, because this dip also lined up with that little notch right there, right? So let's see if Bitcoin Cash today drops down to about 375. Again, this is when I had the fib drawn incorrectly. This is a screenshot taken just moments ago. But if it comes down to about that 375, where there's this little nick on the 1 hourly, we'll see. That could be some confirmation. But I think this drop we're having right now happened here on AMP. Came up, boom, drop. And then you see how we have some recovery. Again, this is on the 4 hourly. So if you, so if you look at the length of all this, not that the timing matches, okay? But maybe it's, within a few days of each other or something. I don't know. But this here on AMP is about 5 days worth of little tiny wicks. So the point is, we started recovering, and we kind of have 1 up, 2 up, another little dip right before we launch. And so I thought we were right here, coming up and going into this dip. And we might be, but I don't think so now. It's always possible. But anyway, the point is that I am expecting this monster pump still on Bitcoin Cash. If we even look at the RSI, so not that this is gonna just like repeat exactly. There'll be some variations, but notice how we came up, came down. This is on the 4 hourly, and it dipped down and it touched right by the oversold. Just touched that line right there. So it's kind of funny how Bitcoin Cash coming down, and it's getting ready to touch that line. And we're getting real close to that 275. That lines up with that little notch, which is precisely what AMP did when it came down. Lined up with that notch, and the RSI bounced off that. So we'll see if that one happens, right? So that would be a little bit more confirmation. Now we look at the MACD. Coming down. Again, I'm not saying this is going to happen. This is just my thoughts and opinions. I don't know a lot about TA for that stuff. You can check out CryptoFront and Caesar Gets Crypto. They both do TA stuff, and they're more experienced than I am. Hands down. I'm inexperienced. So my dog can probably do better TA than I can. Actually, who knows? Dog might actually, yeah. Dog would pick Dogecoin, probably make me a multimillionaire. So anyway, the MACD even comes down here. You see how there's a pretty substantial dip that kind of gets that angle going, kind of comes up, and then there's that last little dip before it shoots up. Okay, so this is on the 4 hourly. Look at Bitcoin Cash. So kind of comes down. Looks like we're dropping low. So maybe we're like right there, with the RSI. So we'd drop down on the 4 hourly, and then we'd start slowly coming out of that. And it would just take a few days, 2-3 days to get up there. And then, so we'd have, maybe a couple green days, maybe one red day, green day, red, off to the races. I don't know, I'm just trying to look at AMP. AMP seems really similar, and that's kind of what, that's one. I think there are others. Let me go to, what else pumped? XCN. XCN is a little bit different shape, but we do have, I don't see that substantial drop on XCA, but I guess it would be there. It should be, well, I don't know, it's hard to see. Maybe right there. That RSA came down here, but that was the first initial drop from that high. So, it's a little bit harder to see on XCN, but there are others. And so I just wanted to let you know that's kind of what I'm seeing. I really haven't changed my opinion. I know everything's dropping right now, but on all these, when you see them pump, well, there are a couple drops, and they can vary in degree. But, we're looking back here at AMP. Where were we? In AMP. Okay. Oh, I'm on the 1 hourly. That's why I look different. Okay. 4 hourly. Where are you, AMP? Sorry for all this. I didn't really prepare that well. And, oh yeah, we're in this little guy. Yeah. Why are we in that little guy? Because, like Bitcoin Cash, we had this nice pump. Now our shape is a little bit different. We kind of just came straight up, and we've been doing that. We did that for a long time. So that was back in June, and there's this whole accumulation scheme. So again, the timing, the degree are different, but the point is the pattern that I'm looking at sure seems very similar to Bitcoin Cash. So we came up, we hit that $520 mark, kind of came down. There's this whole accumulation thing. There's this another drop for the buildup, one more drop, and then we're off to the races. And so these things, my point is, I know I'm saying my point is a lot because I have a couple different points and I can't keep my thoughts straight due to a lack of sleep. I've been working a lot. I work in weather, and if you have been following weather across the nation, we've had a lot of severe storms and a lot of snow out in Denver. And I have clients all over those areas and TV stations and everything that I have to update weather for on a regular basis, and more frequently and more in depth when there's active weather, and that there's a lot more forecasting that goes into all that. So they're just, it takes a standard 8-hour shift, let's say, and turns that into a 15-hour shift really, really, really quickly. And that's what I've been dealing with over the last few days. So if the weather could just settle down and this Rex block we have in the atmosphere could just go away, then the north central region could get some precipitation, because I'm in Minnesota and we haven't had any. And my trees and everything, normally we have good snowpack that begins to melt and really provides a lot of good water for the beginning of the growing season. And we have none. Zero snow. So this is highly unusual, but it is not unprecedented. We've had, now we have had some record warmth and those kind of things, but a lot of our records are kind of sitting in the middle, and it depends how you pick and choose your records. So we have had top 16 ice out date on some of the lakes here. Yeah, there's been like no ice fishing this year, nothing. I love it. I love it. But I do like big snow, especially if you're in Colorado. They've had 3 to 4 feet, or if you're on, the actual scientific scale, you're on the metric. I don't know why the U.S. uses such weird measurements, but if you're in metric, then you're talking 1 and 1.5 meters. Pretty crazy, huh? All right, so that's what I got for you. I'm looking at AMP. AMP has a dip. So what are all these doing right now? Remember how I said I think these things are all getting ready to go? My opinion hasn't changed. I could be totally wrong, and I'm going to eat this, and everybody's going to say, oh, I'm just doing this for fun and kind of for my own purposes. And I like talking about crypto, and there's not a lot of people to talk crypto about except my dad. Oh, I will say this. I had to send him some money. And I said, Dad, you have a wallet, a digital wallet. Let me send you Bitcoin Cash. And it was instant, and it cost me 0.004 cents to send him a few $100. I mean, I got to tell you, it's awesome. I love using Bitcoin Cash. It is very convenient. So I almost feel kind of treacherous when I'm sitting here discussing a price point, and we're all consumed with the price point of these coins in US dollars, when the goal, in my opinion, for Bitcoin Cash is the utility. I really, 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 really like using Bitcoin Cash. And I hope the utility comes, but I don't know how that's going to happen with such volatile prices. They're going to have to stabilize, and maybe that will happen when the money starts really coming in, and there's higher use of Bitcoin Cash, and more people begin to adapt using Bitcoin Cash. If you have a business, I highly suggest just putting your QR code. You can set up business wallets. There's all that information on Bitcoin Cash websites. Check out the Bitcoin Cash podcast. It's awesome. They talk a lot more than just about Bitcoin Cash. They do a phenomenal job. It's actually a really entertaining podcast. And then Ray uses Bitcoin Cash. I just love that guy. He's just a cool dude. I've been following him for a while, and he is passionate about the use cases and potential of Bitcoin Cash. There's a big seminar coming up. I think it's in May. And now they're adding so many things to the blockchain and improving even the current technology. It is so rock solid. It's stuff that Bitcoin just cannot do. And that's why they forked and created, it's argued whether or not Bitcoin Cash was created or was the actual intent, because it's the only one that you can actually use peer-to-peer. So if I would have sent my dad a few $100 in Bitcoin, especially as the thing is shooting up through the moon, I mean, sending him $300 would have probably cost me, I don't know, $25, $50 in fees, when Bitcoin Cash was instant and it cost me 0.004 cents. Awesome. Love it. So I want to almost kind of get more into that aspect of it too, and just kind of hold these coins and kind of hope that more and more people begin transacting with it. So it's a lot of fun to use. I don't know why, but it's kind of fun to scan a QR code and then it's just there instantly. And it's yours, and it's your wallet, and there's no mediator, there's no go-between. It's on the blockchain, it's just instant, and it's done, and there's no questions about it. I don't know, it's really fun. And once you do it, then I think you become kind of a fan of the whole process. And so maybe that's part of adoption is just getting people to try it. And then so on upcoming videos, I don't want to make this about money. But I do want to put a QR code to my Bitcoin Cash wallet and allow you to send me. We're talking. You can. This is the cool thing about digital currency. You can literally send me a fraction of a penny, and that'd be cool. Just so you try it out. I don't want anybody to send me anything of noteworthy money, because that's not why I do this. And I'm not looking for viewers. I'm not looking for any of that. And I'm wrong all the time. I don't want that kind of responsibility. And I want to be able to make my own way. I don't ever want anything from anybody. But if you want to try it, scan the QR code or go to the Bitcoin Cash podcast. They have it. But I want to receive something, I want to receive one too. I don't know if there's a minimum transaction amount. I'll have to double check that. But, if there is, yeah. Okay. You know what? You can send me $100,000. That'd be cool too. But, a fraction of a penny. I'll put that up there in my next video, and we'll see how it goes. This is getting really long. See, I'm tired, and I tend to ramble, and I ramble anyway. But now that I'm tired, it's exhaustive. All right. I hope you found this encouraging. Again, just check out that AMP. We'll go right back to it again and wind things down here. There's Bitcoin Cash. There's AMP. I mean, I see them as the same pattern, and maybe I'm reading into it. But I don't know. I guess we'll see. Let's see if it stops right around the 270, the 300, where am I at? The 375 mark. If it stops around the 375 and begins to start climbing a little bit today. We're already back up to 400. We're down. Yeah, this thing's just kind of doing that the whole time. And then we'll see on the 4 hourly. So this is current. See on the 4 hourly if we kind of get the RSI down there a little bit. I think it wants to go down there. And again, for TA analysis, I recommend Crypto Front. Caesar gets crypto. If you want to make a crap ton of money and learn a lot about investing, about strategies, and to stay motivated, the king of all this, the ringleader of all this, the whole reason I even got into these videos and was encouraged to keep shooting them, as annoying and as often as I'm wrong, as annoying as they are and as often as I'm wrong, was Ethan Galstad. So if you really want to complain, head over to Ethan Galstad's YouTube channel. I'm telling you though, if you follow his advice, I've seen it, you will make money, lots of money, and you'll be encouraged. He's a very optimistic, encouraging individual and has a passion to help others and really enjoys digital stuff. He's very coherent, he's brilliant, and he's a joy to listen to. So Ethan Galstad, Ray uses Bitcoin Cash. We've got Crypto Front, and Caesar gets crypto. Peace.